what's the benefit of wanting to get close to Hashem? I'll give you this story and then you can ask as many questions as you want. Rav Galinsky, alav shalom, overcame some of the tests that none of us could pass. But during his day, the communist Russians, the Soviets, they hated religion to the extent where if you practice religion openly, they'd kill you. Not like today, Baruch Hashem, you're in America, you're in the UK, you're in Canada, you're in Israel. You practice religion, maybe a few people will annoy you, but no one's going to kill you. Maybe they'll make fun of you. Maybe they'll do all types of things to make your life more difficult, but you're not going to get killed for being a Jew. Baruch Hashem. In those days, which we're not talking about that long ago, talking about your grandparents' age, 40, 50 years ago. If you were religious, in certain parts, certain people saw you, they'd simply kill you on the spot. Now, communists don't believe in capitalism, meaning you cannot make your own money. Everybody shares. The government controls all money. So the way they force people to abandon Judaism is by simply saying, if you practice Judaism, you're not going to get the food stamps. If you don't get the food stamps, you can't eat because no one accepts money. You can't go to the store and say, hey, here's $150, give me some steak. No, Habibi. Only form of payment is the food stamps from the government. Now, during this time, Rav Galinsky decided to open a yeshiva. Where? In Soviet. In exactly the place where they're going to kill you for being religious. Why? He says there's no Torah, all the schools closed, I got to open something. Why? Talmud Torah keneged kulam. Learning Torah is more valuable than anything else. Yeah, but they're going to kill you. Who said? Now, no one wanted to come to his yeshiva. Why? He said, listen, if we send our kids to your yeshiva, the Soviets are simply going to take our food stamps away. We're going to starve to death. Rav Galinsky says, don't worry, I'll get you food. I'll get you the food stamps. How are you going to get the food stamps for all these kids' families? He says, don't worry, Kadosh Baruch Hu runs the world. Such emunah, that to have that emunah on yourself takes work, but it's not the same level of emunah as taking that where you're taking charge of other people's lives. Now, you know yourself, worst case scenario, you could go and maybe eat at your friend's house if you're by yourself. Fast for a couple of days. Go, you'll figure out by yourself. But to feed 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 families, where are you going to get that food? You can't joke around with this. It cannot be fake emunah. Whoever signed up, Rav Galinsky got them the food stamps. How? He went to the gray market, found somebody, says, listen, his food stamps, his money, exchange for a bartering system. He got everybody the food stamps. And the problem with this is that this is illegal. It's violation of the law in Soviet Russia. And before you know it, they caught Rav Galinsky. They put him in jail. They said, trial concluded. What's the conclusion of the trial? Death penalty. For what? For violating the law. For thinking you can learn Torah when we said no. Death penalty. Now, in this cell with everybody else, it's like central bookings. You know, the police have, hope Be'ezrat Hashem none of you ever know, but there's two places. There's central bookings, which is pretty much after a person gets arrested, and you're in a cell with a bunch of degenerates, lowlifes, drug dealers, all types of filthy, disgusting people, and everybody's in one cell, like a zoo, where the lion and the zebra are in the same cell. Like, it doesn't matter what your crime was. You stole candy. You're in the same place as somebody that just chopped somebody else's head off. Same cell. A lot of times in those cells, people get sent to the hospital, but not because of their crime, but because of the punishment, how the system is. But then after that, after the trial is completed, they sentence the person, Hashem Yachem, then there's the actual prison, where you are in a cell, usually with 1 or 2 other inmates. Not with 40, 50 people. Here, in Russia, there were so many people getting sentenced to death, every cell was like central bookings. 40, 50, 100 people in one little cell. Since everybody got the death penalty, people were losing their mind. Rav Galinsky said the story himself. He says people were losing their mind inside their cell because everybody knew that tomorrow each person is going to die. He said in the cell there was also a priest that got arrested at the same time as Rav Galinsky. Now the Russians, these people are very sick in those days. The Soviets, they figured since we're going to kill everybody, let's feed them. So they would bring a bunch of food into the cell, like a Last Supper. So they brought some food. Rav Galinsky looked at what's allowed, what's not allowed, saw that the bread is allowed, saw that there's jam, jelly, that's allowed, did natila, and started eating. The priest in there looks at him. He's the only guy eating. Everybody else is losing their mind. They're all crying, they're all hysterical, yelling, going crazy, beating each other up. And you see this little guy, he was mamash this little, tiny, tiny little rabbi. You see him, there's videos on him on the internet. You see him. When he spoke to people, he was like a lion. But he spoke, he stands on top of the table. You see this lion, complete, mamash Sefer Torah. But a little guy. Huge neshama. He's eating comfortably. In the cell, everybody's losing their mind, killing each other. The priest goes to Rav Galinsky, goes, how could you eat? Tomorrow they're going to kill you. Rav Galinsky says, who said? He goes, what do you mean, who said? The judge said. He says, who's the judge? Judge, flesh and blood. Till tomorrow? There's plenty of time for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let me eat, leave me alone. Till tomorrow, who said they're going to kill me? What, because of flesh and blood decided I'm going to die? Who even considers him? For what? Hashem is going to kill me for learning Torah? For teaching his children Torah, he's going to kill me? Who said? As you would have it, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when he sees his children sacrificing their life for Torah, he simply changes nature for them. The head attorney in charge of sentencing in Soviet Russia got sick to the point where the doctor said, you're going to die. It's only a matter of days. She said, listen, I'm a very important person. Is there a cure? He said, yes, there is a cure, but we don't have it. Maybe you can get it in the black market. Her husband, she's bedridden. She cannot move. She's dying, mamash, piece by piece. Her husband goes to the black market, finds the medicine. The guy says, okay, yeah, what do you want? Okay, I want this medicine for my wife. Okay, no problem. It's a $100,000. What? Who can get you that kind of money? I don't have that kind of money. He goes, okay, so let her die. I don't care. This is how I would make a living. I care about your wife. I care about money. This guy has no idea what to do. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put a rich Jewish person in the right place at the right time and says to the guy, how much you need? $100,000? I come up with $100,000 for you if you want. Okay, help me. You can help me? Oh, there's a condition, business. There's someone that's important to me inside your jail cell. It's about to get the death penalty. Since your wife is the head attorney in charge of death penalties, I want your wife to sign off on freeing someone by the name of Rav Yaakov Galinsky. He says, no problem. Okay, deal. Guy gets him the medicine, brings it to the wife. Shtabach Shimo, she's cured. All of a sudden, her color comes back. She's starting to breathe. Everything is good. A few days pass. A week passes. Rav Galinsky he's not freed. They meet. What's going on? No. Listen, my wife said it's not going to happen. What do you mean it's not going to happen? I paid the medicine. said, no, I can't do it. I'm only an attorney. That's not exactly what was the deal. What do you mean? You want me to free him? Why would you want me to free a criminal? Maybe you're a criminal. You want me to free criminals? She didn't want to free him. She reneged on the deal. Why? Because she's healthy now. Just like it says in the parasha, 2 weeks from now. What does it say? It says that after Yaakov, in the beginning of Exodus, 3 weeks from now, beginning of Exodus, there's a new Paro that forgot who Yosef was. Chazal says, what do you mean Paro forgot who Yosef was? No, it's the same exact Paro. He didn't want to remember Yosef. Why? Because it didn't fit his interest anymore. It didn't fit his interest. Anyway, Rabotai Yekarim, it didn't fit our interest. When she needed the money, she needed the medicine, she'll say yes to anything. When we need something, we say yes to anything Hashem says. That's why Kadosh Baruch Hu puts us in situations where we need Him. You have problems, that's because Kadosh Baruch Hu needs your attention. But Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't like when people play with his children's lives. She didn't want to free Rav Galinsky, she got sick again. A week later, she got sick. Dying again. He's back in the black market. The Jew is over there. He says, this time, I want it in writing ahead of time. I want Rav Galinsky freed, then I'll pay for the medicine. Suddenly she has the power. Suddenly she is the right attorney. Suddenly she can do it, and she does. Now, throughout all of that time, do you think Rav Galinsky thought for a second he's going to die? Not even for 1 second. Why? Because he was already glued to Hashem for many, many years before that. He was prepared for this day. Rabotai Yekarim, these shiurim are to prepare you for any type of difficulty you may have in the future. Whether it's marriage, or it's a health issues, or it's the Mashiach, or it's whatever it is. That's the point of these shiurim, to get you glued to Hashem, so when the time comes and you need Him, you're not going to lose hope for a second. You're not going to forget about Ashgacha Pratit, because you're going to have it the whole way there.